Hello, thanks for joining in today. My name's Enrique, and here at Empire Brokerage, we like to share some information to help develop our agents. And as a consumer, this might be applicable as well. Today's topic is creating a sense of urgency for life insurance. Now, many times our agents are reaching out to individuals and offering basic coverage. Nothing wrong with that. It's always good to have something versus nothing. But then to do what's called a needs analysis that may help them increase the amount of recommendation based on the needs of the individual. But now, once you've seen or the agent has met with someone and they've said yes, for all intentions, they qualify health-wise for the coverage. For all intention purposes, their budget allows them to afford the life insurance coverage, whether the amount that they initially requested or the increased amount that is being recommended using the needs analysis. Now, the point of this section here is to create the sense of urgency, because we just never know when that day will come when we're no longer with our loved ones, to the point we pass away, we die. And if we want to take care of our family, and if we don't have the life insurance in place, then of course there's no benefit left to our survivors. Many times life insurance is to pay off debt or to maintain the lifestyle of our loved ones so they can continue to live in the home that they're living in, the neighborhood they're in, or the private school that they're in, or just take care of some very basic needs. But nevertheless, there have been occasions where people do not proceed or complete the application process. Most people are reluctant to proceed, but now let me share some tools for you as an agent to use. One would be sharing your personal stories, sharing some stories you've heard from others that are part of your family or people you've known in building your practice. And what I mean by that, if in your experience there's been a tragic loss, and whether it's been somebody who was older, and you would have thought they'd taken care of their funeral expense, and now the family is having to make arrangements to pay for final expense, funeral expense. So if you're talking to somebody who is elderly and qualifies and can afford it, why would they not take action? Because again, if you shared that story, then it might create the sense of urgency to complete the process. Or let's say you are meeting with a business owner, and I myself have encountered this in meeting with someone. They had a business. It was two individuals, and they were both married. Very successful business. And so one of the business partners passes away. And so now the surviving spouse decided not to sell the interest in the company because the surviving spouse did not have any income, did not have any assets to live off of. So she decided to stay part of the business, but quite frankly, did not go to the office. So here, if the person, in this case, the key man or buyout agreement, if the individuals had life insurance in place and the person died, as I explained, then the surviving business partner could have bought out, purchased the assets, the stock from the surviving spouse. That way, the surviving spouse would have had the life insurance proceeds, and the company would have been owned 100% by the surviving business partner. That's another example. Now, just the other day, I was visiting with a individual. Again, I'm just sharing stories here. You yourself think of these type of situations where you can share the story to create that sense of urgency with that person who said yes to the life insurance. But now it's just a matter of closing or doing the paperwork. So I had another example here where this person did have coverage. It's a couple. Husband had coverage at work, had a small policy to take care of the mortgage. And for all intents and purposes, they felt that there was adequate coverage because they were young family, not a lot of debt, was saving money. But now, tragically, the spouse passed away. And what is left over well, yes, they paid off the debt with what little insurance they had, but now the surviving spouse has had to make adjustments to their lifestyle. So no longer are they able to maintain or the outlook that they had when both husband and wife were working and both were planning for themselves as well as their family, their children. So funding for retirement had to be readjusted. College had to be readjusted for the child, etc. And this person passed away unexpectedly, and it happened just like that. Now, one last thing I wanted to mention as far as a resource for agents, if you were to direct your consumer, your applicant, to the consumer page for lifehappens.org, you will see stories there similar to what I just mentioned to you that you can share this website with your prospect. They can view maybe there while you're together in the meeting to create that sense of urgency to proceed with the paperwork in the application process. I hope this session was beneficial to you, and if you'd like to learn more about these tools and others that are available to you, give us a call here at Empower Brokerage at 888-539-1633. Thank you.